All right, Rickard. I think that for the scoreboard purposes, we shouldn't count war games. You know, it's the end of the year, the holidays, and all that. You know.
No, Lou. You're not getting away with this. We're counting it. Okay? We're counting it.
Welcome to TFS Pod, always on the Few Show Podcast. This is 24/7 Lou, and that's
Rick Hard, one man band. You're in our thoughts.
yes. One man band is not here for this episode, and you are in our thoughts. The one man band. We will have you here soon, and I'm 24/7 Lou, as I said at the beginning there, and welcome to TFS Pod. In this episode, we will be recapping what happened in War Games. And the scoreboard.
Yeah, we all.
But first.
Oh, what a coincidence, Lou. Here we go.
But first,
nah.
Well, hold on. Let me first say that wonderful stuff. This is your number one show on the internet, number one show in the world, number one show in your heart, number one show in your girlfriend's heart, and in your pet's heart. So
That's
yes,
right, Sparky.
There you go. So yeah, in this episode, we will be talking about war games. But since the one man band is not here in this episode, I'm gonna say the line that everybody loves. Rickard, get the scoreboard.
Jeez, why does it sound like you're doing a bad Austin Powers impression?
That sounded really bad. No, I'll let it go.
All right, Lou. All right. So, end of the year. This is the final scoreboard for the year. So the results are in. In first place, unfortunately.
Fortunately.
At yeah. For you, it's fortunately. At 17 points. Very impressive.
Move over, Ric Flair and Cena.
It's 24/7 Lou, 17 points, first place.
Yeah.
You're the champ. This is, and we have the days to talk about it later. But second place, we have a tie between myself and the one man band. We finally hit double digits. And since we co-won on the last event. We are 24/7 champions for TFS Pod predictions at the end of the year. We did it.
Oh, no, we did it. Yeah, the 24. Yeah, it's 24 champions.
24/7 predictions championship.
There we go.
TFS Pod. Not as prestigious as the world title, but still means something.
Yeah. You know what? You know what they say about second place?
Get out.
First place loser.
All right. So, since second place is tied, this is our fourth place winner, and it's a surprising one. It's a surprise. Thank you.
Because I do want to add this. I know I did want a story happening with the championship on the main championship, but I am impressed with what's going on with you and your comebacks to be able to reach to a tie, and even in this one to get to a tie, to come up to that close to taking second place by yourself. But it was impressive because you were really behind many weeks.
I was. Thank you. I know it was a journey. It was a journey.
Journey? It was Control C, Control V. What are we talking about?
Get out of here, Lou, with the Control C, Control V. That's your move.
17.
My move is the Sharpie inducing move.
What?
Because it's so bold, you got to write it in bold.
Oh, yes, that's true. A paintbrush, you mean? But anyway, okay, so
no, that's the randomizers.
Oh yeah. So what's the rest of the scoreboard?
All right, rest of the scoreboard. Fourth place, very impressive, considering it's its first full year doing this. The randomizer at 5 points.
I'll never forget WrestleMania Night 2.
WrestleMania Night 2. I gave her 5 claps. I gave her 5 claps for the 5 points. And then let's round up the lower card here. The lower tier. You got in 5th place, admirable performance. Very few times. Let me see. J. Few only missed predictions on 3 events. Ironically, if he would have won any of those events, or all 3 of those events, he would have made it 4th place. Uh, 3 points, Jay Few, 5th place.
Yeah, you know what?
Very
Congratulations, Jay Few, because for participating. Not everyone.
Oh yeah,
does, so
we greatly appreciate it.
So yeah,
greatly appreciate it. He served as a very, very good foil, especially with the heel picks.
Yeah, and also being on the show sometimes. So yeah, good job, Jay Few.
Yeah. It was really nice letting us put you through that table. You also got tied for 6. It's Bogey, Big Al, and Ismail.
Who?
And everyone else, it's at 0. And that, for the last time in 2021, is the scoreboard. We'll have a brand new one, blank slate, in 2022.
Yep, and a new participant. To be named
the wheel
in a few. Well, I don't have to name it right now. Well, anyway, we'll name it in a few episodes.
That's not the name. Well, that's not the name. We will name it in a few episodes.
We'll do it. We'll tease it for the next 20 days, and then nothing will show.
Yeah, we'll do vignettes. All right. So just to give you a breakdown of what it looked like for 2021, which is very surprising once I did the numbers here, because if you guys remember 2020, I was dominating as the unofficial inaugural champion. But 2021, Lou, you had 231 days as solo champion.
Oof.
And if you count days as co-champion, then you had 2 reigns. But if you only count your solo champion reigns, you had 3 reigns. And then you had 98 days as co-champion with the one-man band.
Wow.
I had 0 days as champion or co-champion. I never got close to it.
Wow.
So this was not my year. You're right about the comeback story. I made it just to keep getting all those non-title wins, apparently. But basically, one-man band had 20 days as solo champ, 1 reign.
He had a good reign. He had a very good reign, very good run.
Which was from Fastlane through Stand and Deliver. Even though I won Stand and Deliver, he was still in the lead overall on the scoreboard. And then you took it back to become co-champion at WrestleMania Night 1.
Also, too, we did add, since AW is doing something like they don't do the pay-per-views every month like the other company. But they do put on great shows during the week.
Yeah, they do special
on
events.
Dynamite.
Yeah, we did add stuff.
So we did add a few in there, which we have another one coming up. But we're not doing that.
There were a total. No, we're not. No, we're not doing that. Just come on. We need a break too, guys. Yep, we did 28 points for the year.
Wow.
And keep in mind, we did take a slight hiatus.
Yeah.
In early February due to my time being away from the show for a bit.
Yeah.
But I came back, and I think that threw me off, to be honest.
Get out of here with that.
I'm making excuses.
I'm
making it. Hey, the minute after I came back, it wasn't the same. That's all. But it was a very, very impressive year, Lou.
You couldn't smell a victory or taste victory? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, wow. Yes, those are the symptoms. No. Those are the symptoms of extended hiatus from the TFS pod.
Hey, oh. So yeah,
yes, very, very impressive year. I look forward to seeing what 22 has to offer us, and we'll get into that in another segment. But right now, let's talk about the here and now.
Let's talk about the last one that we will be doing for the year, War Games.
War Games, which has become the early September special now. It used to be the November tradition with Survivor Series, but they've moved it to early September.
No, well, not, this was September. This was November.
Sorry, December. Sorry. December. I'm getting my months confused. You know, it's the holidays. I get my months confused. Give me a break, guys.
Yeah,
all right.
Christmas in September.
Speaking Christmas in September. Speaking of giving us a break, WWE went very simple with this card. 5 matches, giving them all time to go.
Well, it's typical NXT, I would say. NXT, even though it's run by 2 other people now, it does
quality over quantity.
Yeah, because you watch the Survivor Series. How many matches is that? That was a lot, like 10 or something in there almost.
Of course, I don't remember, but it was actually I think we only did 6, and then they upgraded it to 7.
Yeah, and they throw in what do you call it? Earn a paycheck Royal.
Oh, Rumble. the 25 Battle Royal, the 25-year Rock anniversary Battle Royal.
But she didn't show up for the episode. Anyway, that's another. He didn't
even show up for it. Yeah, no, that's a completely different segment, a completely different moment that you can look up on YouTube.
Yep. So yeah,
in our video catalog.
Yes. War Games. Let's talk about this one. It kicked off really good, really attractive.
All right, so yes, it kicked off great for me, to be honest.
Oh yeah, this is the one that. This was actually one of our predictions. This was the last one.
This set the pace. This set the pace for the night. We covered this last, and
you picked Rick. Rick Hard picked Rick to win.
I forget that the acronym for if you take the first letter of the first names.
Raquel Gonzalez.
Rick, yeah.
Io Shirai.
Io Shirai, Cora Jade, Kaylee Ray. All right. So you'll recall that I was really split on this one. I'm glad I went with the decision I went with in the end.
Yeah, because it was 4 against 1. You were using the bold paint on this one.
Yeah.
According to our predictions.
I told you. Yeah. Oof. But as I said, I just didn't see it. I was like, they have all the championships. Like, they're as solid as they're gonna get.
I thought they were leaving. I thought some people were leaving. That's what I actually thought.
Yeah.
You were sure. Yeah, no.
Nope. I thought you were onto something. I'm like, maybe one of them is leaving, stuff like that. But looks like it's not happening. And that isn't to say that I didn't have a preference on who I would have rather celebrated with. Like I said, Toxic Attraction and Dakota Kai were my picks, but no, I just didn't. I was like, they have all the titles. The only way that I could have seen it going otherwise is if the other team had a title to counterbalance that. Because one team had all the momentum going for them, even though it was,
Yeah. Now I want to talk about this match because it was okay.
I got thoughts on the match itself. I already watching it. I had several thoughts on it, but go on. You first.
For me, that ending was crap. I'm gonna say it right there.
Well, the ending. You just don't like the ending because your team lost.
No. For storytelling wise, okay. Oh no, she's hurt. She can't do anything, and then it ended in a really odd manner of. What is a surprise?
It ended. All right. No, it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise roll up. No.
What was it?
No, it wasn't a support. It wasn't a surprise roll up. So let me talk about the match itself. Very admirable performance by all participants involved. I'll say that much. Cora Jade, very nice elbow drop from the top of the cage. That was very cool. I liked the spot. I liked what they did. They played off her being the inexperienced member of the team. She's got that cute, like, oh, I'm happy to be here vibe to her.
Yeah.
But in terms of the match itself, I remember I was watching with a friend and I turned to them and I said, this is a prime example of a match that shows you that just because you use all the weapons that are possible doesn't make it a great match. The spots they did with the weapons, and I get it. You don't really want to actually contort the trash can when there's a risk of someone actually getting hit with it. But and women are probably more particular about, breaking or messing up their good looks during a match. Well, so I got it. I understood it. But they did like a drop kick on a trash can with somebody, where they put the trash can over the person and then the drop kick in the corner. And the trash can barely contorts, and I'm just like, you didn't see that with the guys. Oh, like somebody, like Braun Breaker flattened a trash can when he landed, when he got spine busted on it, I think it was, or something. Like they dented weapons and stuff. The way some of the weapon spots were, I was like, all right, we're getting very like, this is unnecessary sort of thing. The bridging of the kendo sticks thing.
Oh yeah.
In the corner, and then they kind of miss it. It looked odd in the connection between the two rings. There was a bunch of odd things that happened in it. The high spots were done well, and the way it ended, to address your point, Lou, JC Jane took Raquel's, I think it's called the Chikunga bomb, and was basically just laid out, just completely out of it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I believe Gigi Dolan or Dakota Kai hit a kick to her face while also taking a kick to the face also. And then Mandy Rose was in the corner being held down by, if I'm not mistaken, Io Shirai.
Okay, yeah.
And the only thing that happened was Cora Jade looked around. Everybody had kind of forgotten about her because she was injured, and she just pinned someone who was pretty much out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't do like a roll-up pin. The person was done. She just got up and, went for a very sexual pin, to be honest. It was one of those where they roll up. It's like a roll up, but the legs are like all the way back. Her feet are basically where her ears are. All right, you get what I'm saying.
But it was a lame thing to end it on.
It was a lame. I didn't think it was lame. It was perfect, and I know what they went with. They wanted to protect Toxic Attraction. They pulled it out of the skin of their teeth. That's what the other team pulled it off.
Oh.
They got lucky because even Mandy Rose was just. She could have broken up the pin, but she was just held by Io Shirai for that moment, for those 3 seconds.
I'm sorry.
And it's just one of those, like, yeah, you got lucky. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like, Toxic Attraction doesn't even look bad in this.
I don't know, man. To me, I don't know.
I think everybody looked great in it. Yeah,
because you got the point.
Yes, I know. But okay, all right. Here's my point, and here's why it was so simple to do. For me or not simple, but why I ultimately went with decision. Where do you go from there? It's too early to break up Toxic Attraction, but when you have all the titles, when you're riding high, you see that's Vince calling right now, saying, "Yeah, he's right." When you're riding high on momentum, something's got to happen to add intrigue. Someone has a new superstar has to debut, otherwise, because Mandy Rose has beaten pretty much everyone. And that's not going to happen because Tessa Blanchard won't debut in WWE for some reason. Either way, they don't have anybody new to debut, and they're not going to break up Toxic Attraction immediately. Give the good guys a very, 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 very close skin of the teeth win. That's all you needed to do, and it was done perfectly fine. It's like when Undisputed Era had all the gold. Mm-hmm. I think it was back in 2018. Okay. They had all the gold, and they lost that match in a 4v4. And it was because they had too much momentum, and it was like, yeah, if Undisputed Era wins, like, they're going to break up because they've pretty much beaten everybody. Yeah. So it's just, they lost as a team. All right, cool.
It's that Miami Marlin thing where you have everything and then you got to break it up.
Yeah, there has to be a bit of like, they don't get everything sort of deal.
All right.
The only team that's won and just kept winning was the Shield, and even when they did that, it's because they just kept having talent to keep throwing it at them.
I don't know, man. To me,
that was my thoughts. I'm glad I got the point. I think NXT made the right call on that one. All competitors look great. The Toxic Attraction, aside from looking great. in terms of appearance, looked great in the ring. Gigi Dolan is ready for the main event.
Oh yeah,
Gigi Dolan's ready for the main event. Like the crowd was completely behind her, even though they were heel.
Yeah. All right. So what was the next matchup we had there?
Next matchup, if I'm not mistaken, was
Imperium.
Yes, it was the Imperium match. Well, even if it wasn't, who cares?
No, it was. It was Imperium, Kyle O'Reilly, and was it?
I know why it was Imperium, because my lead immediately evaporated.
Yes.
Gosh, I could have won the night early. That's why.
Yes, I remember that. You were the only
I said
one.
Kyle O'Reilly. I was like, Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, I went bold on this show. Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. I'm like, sure, why not? Because, take it from Imperium. What are they doing? And no, Imperium kept it. Great match, by the way.
Great match. Aside from our predictions, it had me on the edge of our seat. The edge of my seat.
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. I wasn't even mad with the finish because I was like, you know what, that's fine. It is what it is. But it basically just evened out the scoreboard entirely. It took us all back to square one.
Yep.
And then they went with the strangest aftermath for the match. Von Wagner tried to turn on Kyle O'Reilly, but Kyle O'Reilly saw it coming.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, you think I'm stupid?"
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "Well, okay. You lost one match. All of a sudden, we're gonna beat each other up." I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, that happens.
All right, and next matchup?
Next matchup was one where
hair match.
You see, we all went with the consensus pick: hair versus hair match.
Yep.
And
Cameron Grimes.
Duke Hudson versus Cameron Grimes. And Duke Hudson lost, and he got put in the barber's chair.
Yep.
There wasn't a lot to it, to be honest. It was back and forth, but it was kind of just it was a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in a show where there's 5 matches and 2 War Game matches. This wasn't going to be the most memorable match. This is the middle of the point where they just like, all right, so this was going to happen.
I mean, to me, Cameron Grimes is the veteran on this one, and you pull for him. Duke Hudson, part of the new people on NXT, and I wasn't ready behind them yet, so I don't know. So it was
not only that, but Cameron Grimes actually looked amazing with his hair shorter. So I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Like his beard was trimmed neatly.
Oh yeah, sure.
I was like, yeah, that worked. That worked a hell of a lot better for him. So I was like, don't ruin the look.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that happened. And now for my favorite matchup, match number 4 of the night.
I gotta admit this. I'm gonna say it. I was knocked out. It was a long day for me.
Wow, you were knocked out. Now you were definitely knocked out.
Unfortunately, both ways. Yeah, that too. I have to read the scoreboard there, but go
ahead. You were knocked out of contention for first place on that one because Joe Gacy versus Roderick Strong, and Gacy took the L.
Now I gotta say one thing.
Strange way for it to happen.
Was it a quick match? Because I know I was out and I woke up.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Then how good happened?
Well, you know what? Let's look up how long the match was. I don't remember it being a quick match. It was about 10 minutes, I want to say.
I would say 5 or 6 right? Because
no, it can't have been 5 or 6.
It had to be 5
there was some ring psychology stuff going on. War Games 2021. We're gonna just gonna pull up this live update results. That match went 8 minutes and 27 seconds. It was the shortest match of the night. I'll say that.
Okay.
It was the shortest match of the night. Slightly shorter than Cameron Grimes versus Duke Hudson. But it wasn't that short. And essentially, Roderick Strong. First off, Roderick Strong had more people at ringside.
He's part of a group. What is the group?
Diamond Mines.
Yeah, there you go. That's true. Diamond Mines.
So, Diamond Mine was at ringside. And Joe Gacy had Harland at ringside, and admittedly, Harland is much more intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the buff chick from Diamond Mine. I'm forgetting her name.
Yeah, me too.
I'm forgetting her name. It's all right. I'd pull it up, but whatever. Essentially, she had a stare down with Harland, and Joe Gacy was like, "No, you can't hit a chick. No." When the scuffle on the outside happened, he rolled in Roderick Strong back in. And what happened was that distraction was enough for Roderick Strong to hit his finisher. So I was like, okay, cool. And that was it. That was when you were out of contention.
Yeah, earlier in the day we had some rumors that they might give it to. I picked the Gacy, but then you guys were like, oh no, that might happen because there are some rumor you guys had read that. When Gacy
so the rumor was that WWE management wanted to retire the belt, and Joe Gacy was known for wanting the title belt to become inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, basically he would win the championship and then rebranded in a way that it no longer becomes the Cruiserweight Championship, that sort of thing. So we were like, damn, Lou might be onto something. Plus, you had speculated, I think Diamond Mine's going to break up. And I was like, really? That soon? They've only been together for like 2 months. But, I feel like I'm talking about a relationship.
I know, right?
They've only been together for 2 months.
2 months. They're always out there holding hands. They walk out together.
Holding hands. Look, all I know was Joe Gacy lost, and then while we were watching War Games, the final War Games match, you were like, wait, what? Which now I realize you were knocked out because you seemed in denial, and I was like, what the hell kind of magic trick is Lou trying to do?
Oh, yeah, you thought I was like,
yeah, because you were like, the scoreboard's still tied. I'm like, no, it's not.
No,
I was like, no, it's not.
I'm telling you, I was watching it, and then I saw some promo for it. I'm knocked out. When I woke up, I'm like, wait, how long was I out for? Like a minute? 30 seconds? What the hell was going on? And they told me, no, the match already happened. I'm like, when? I missed it. What happened? Tell me, give me details, something.
Give me I don't know why you would want details after the fact.
No, because I wanted to know.
Lost. Yeah,
I want to know how. I mean,
yeah, no, but nothing happened in terms of development for the stable or for Harland. But I saw that, I was like, okay, it really was the shortest match of the night. Not a lot happened for it. But final match, longest match of the night, and
that was
nothing against Imperium or Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner, but match of the night for sure, because these people put it all on the line.
Yeah.
Team Black and Gold versus Team NXT 2.0, and for sure, Black and Gold did a hell of a lot more in this match to really get the nostalgia going. We saw a brief reuniting of Team DIY.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. Tommaso Ciampa going 1v4 in one ring while his teammates are all down, and he's taking everybody out, and then he just does the patting himself on the back thing when he sits down in the chair. I was like, oh my God, yes, all of it, so great. But ultimately, not enough. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Surprisingly, it wasn't Johnny Gargano that took the pin. I really appreciate WWE doing that and protecting Gargano. I heard he had a good send-off, the NXT afterwards, after the cameras were off. But yeah, weapon spots. This was one of those matches where everything was used.
Yeah, they even locked the cage.
Yes, they locked the cage halfway through it, and then Braun Breaker broke through, which they locked it halfway through. I was making fun of that. I was like, well, that's stupid. How's your teammate gonna get?
Yeah, you have someone still outside. You would lock it.
I was like,
after your guy comes in.
Yeah, after your guy comes in, and all your team is in there in a 4v3. That way, when the other guy comes in, or it's time for the other guy to come in, you could just get the pinfall. But whatever. They had that happen. We had a nice spot where, what's this guy's name? Dexter Lumis came out to chase Trick Williams. Yep. He chased Trick Williams away because he kept getting involved. And you had, what's this guy's name? Tony D'Angelo pull out a crowbar.
Oh, yeah.
And he used it on, was it LA Knight? No, Pete Dunne. I think he used it on Pete Dunne.
Yeah, he took the mouthpiece.
The ribs. He took the mouthpiece too, which I don't know what that was about. Yeah. But he did he wrapped the crowbar, not the hooked part, but the straight part. He wrapped the straight part around Pete Dunne's mouth while they were perched on top of while Pete Dunne was perched on the top rope and holding onto the side of the cage, and he did what was essentially a Russian leg sweep off the top, and Pete Dunne just fell with the crowbar wedged into his teeth. So it's presumed he damaged his teeth, or that was the spot's intended purpose. But yeah, that's what took both of them out of the match supposedly, and that was different. You see, it was proof that it's not just the weapons, but how you use them and how you do the spots. I think this one was match of the night. Solid ending.
Yeah.
I feel like the feel good ending of Team Black and Gold would have been nicer, but I get it, putting over the new guys over. And I think it was a great night. Might be the last time we get that takeover feel to it, though.
Not a takeover.
It wasn't a takeover, but it felt like one.
Yeah, it did. It did.
So, but that's a good sign for NXT. The feeling like a takeover is a good sign for NXT. But at the end of the night, final scoreboard was. Let's see if I have it here.
We delayed process. You know the scoreboard.
What? What? I don't have it here. It was 4. Yes, you got 3. I got 4. OMB got 4. The randomizer.
3.
Got 3. Also, so look at that, Lou. You tied with the randomizer on the
JFU
last
got
show.
3.
Wow. And JFU got 3. That's even worse.
I was rooting for JFU in that last match. He would have got 4.
Yes, you were. JFU could have won if Team Black and Gold won. JFU could have been a part of the winner's circle if he would have gone with Team 2.0.
Yep. Yeah, he would have.
Either way, that was the end of the year. I look forward to 2022 very much so.
Day 1. we have it going soon.
Day 1, we're good. It is going to start up real quick.
Yeah.
There will be no vacant championship, Lou. You day 1, you have to defend your championship.
I know.
But
I can't even pull like a Brock Lesnar, like, every once in a while, or whatever.
Every once in a while.
Let's show up.
But anyways, all I gotta say, because is I would definitely like to pin Josie Jane the way Corey J did.